So today we're going to be doing comparison stories, comparison number stories. Yesterday's lesson was a little bit about that, and we're going to do some more work with that, okay? So right now it says fish A is 14 inches long. That's that fish chart that we have in our journals. We've done it before, right? We've used it before. Fish B is 6 inches long. How many inches longer is fish A than fish B? Now we've been working with word problems since the beginning of the year because they're really hard. What's the first thing I've taught you that you always have to do? 1, 2, 3.
Subtract. Question.
Thank you. Can you say that a little more clearly?
Read the question.
Look for the question, right? Okay.
Fine.
So who can tell me what the question is? What's the question, my friend?
How many inches longer is a fish A than fish B?
Okay. So now I'm looking to compare fish A, self-check, to fish B. Okay, I'm comparing them. Whenever I'm comparing numbers, I am looking at the difference between those numbers, and I am always 1, 2, 3.
Adding. Subtracting.
When I'm comparing and looking at the difference between those two numbers, here's a number, I want to know the difference. I'm always subtracting. Always. Don't get fooled. So, fish A is 14 inches long. Fish B is 6 inches long. Now I'm going to read about what's important in that to be able to solve the problem. Fish A is 14 inches long. What's important in that?
Fish A is 14 inches.
Yeah. Fish A, 14 inches long. The whole thing's important. It's not a really long word problem. Fish B is 6 inches long. What's important about that?
Fish B is 6 inches long.
The whole thing. It's not really all that meaty today, right? We had much harder word problems. So I want to know then, my question is, how many inches longer is fish A than fish B? So what am I going to do with those two numbers? Who can come up and show us? Vanessa, come right up. So move this ball out of the way. Thank you. Use this right here. But watch what she's doing magically with those two numbers. So talk us through it. You've got 14.
Minus what equals 6.
Write it down. 14 minus
8.
Oh, we get an 8. Not 8, but
6.
yep. So 14 minus 6 equals. Right. You were getting the answer, weren't you? Yeah, you were jumping there. Make sure, thank you very much, my friend. Make sure that you think about what the problem is first before you go to the answer here. Right? Self-check. So make sure that you write down the word problem first, and you know whether it's addition or subtraction before you just jump to the answer. So how did you think about that in your head when you wrote it? What did you do to get the sum?
I did 14 minus 4.
Okay, so that took away the 4 from the 8.
And then
from the 6.
There's 2 more left, and 10 minus 2 equals 8.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, let's go on to another one. This is what we're kind of leading up to. We have a quantity in amount. We have another quantity in amount. We want to find that difference, that comparison. Okay? When we're finding the difference, we always
Subtract.
Say it one more time. When we subtract, we're looking for the difference. When we subtract, we're looking for the difference. Okay? Here. So I'm going to have an amount. The first one, what was my first amount here in the last word problem? 14. I had a 14. And then what was my other quantity? 6. And the difference between these two numbers, I had to subtract for. So she did it beautifully. Okay? So they are going to be asking you to fill out these quantity difference now, just like the last unit, right? We had some different ones that we used. So today,